All right, folks, this is Ashvein's place. Now we're over in Razorwind, and it's kind of cool because we're doing this climb up. But as we move over, it gets like real. Like this would be such a great place over in Founders and like the spooky part, but because we have this whole vibe of a rundown chateau. Really like how this comes together because I think what's really helping to bring this together is what I think are these wells, upside down wells, I think? Yes, they are. It is a tower of wells. That's all stacked down to create these side structures here. That's really neat. I like the creativity there. It's only so often that I've seen these wells being used to this kind of effect. But thanks to the current budgets, it allows for something like this, and it's coming out really nice. Now it also comes off as kind of awkward because you have like these wooden stairs, whereas everything else is like meant to like have this very this very Gilnean style feel. But I really like how this all came together, and you can see like the little exposed bum back here, but that's okay. That's okay. We know what we're supposed to see. It's right up here, and it's a great structure. Between the tables that are here on the side, and it's also like here you have minimum wagon usage. You have one that's used up top there, and like that's it. So very neat that they didn't opt to just try to like slam a whole bunch of wagons in here and then try to obscure it and all that stuff. No, they wouldn't try to build their own thing, and I think they were pretty successful with that. So between the wells that are here, the structuring, they even have like an upper area there. With like stuff. Yeah, really great shaping. And then here, I think these pillars, I think these are gravestones, or yeah, these are gravestones that are helping to act as the towers. I like that. You have the greens here to hide some of the awkward clip, and then the rest of this, it's acting as like this big arch or maybe a trellis of some sort, because here you have like a beam there, the curved table to bring that together. Yeah, that's really good. Really good. All right, so let's head inside. So as soon as we come in, we get something like this. We get this, what feels like this cool, almost cinematic effect. Like it feels like fake, but it feels, I don't know, it feels kind of gnarly at the same time. Because we have like these effects of light bouncing in from the side. We have this glow from up above, but then we have this very high contrast with the shadows, the otherwise darker atmosphere that's here. And then you have like these petals which ignore all sense of lighting. So I don't know why, but I'm thinking of like, this is gonna sound weird. I'm thinking of Devil May Cry. And I'm thinking of like those cinematics, which are kind of like over the top, or you'll see like Dante doing something, he's like twirling around with the guns and all that, and then for some reason there's like flower petals going around, and then everyone's just kind of watching him do his moves, and everyone's like, okay, why are there like flower petals going around? It's very, very awkward. But oh well. Here's what we have as soon as we go in. So I think we're just kind of like, okay, we have a side door, we come right in, and again, very pleasant glows kind of coming from these hunter tables. That's where it's coming from. Okay. So here, okay, we'll look at that side door in a bit, but I'm just kind of like peeking in. Coming into this, it feels like a dream. Almost. It feels like we're going into like this sort of like dream world. I mean, I think we'll get over it as soon as we get past that, but we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, though, let's go in here and okay, this very different setup. Plans for Gilnea is right up front. Technology is dominating here, but then also there's a different front. So it's another front door. And I think this is an elevator. Yes, elevator. So there's gonna be an upper area which might have this sort of like tech vibe to it. So it's going to have, so it's two houses basically. So let me look at the notes really quick. The house has two sections. Ground floor has a secret area behind the Gilnean map on the wall. Like that. And then the rest is straightforward. I'm not going there yet. Let's go here first. let's go through here first. I want to see what this place is, because yeah, this whole it's kind of gnarly seeing this whole dreamscape. Let's go past it though, and we'll see how this turns out. Notice how we're going with this lower light all throughout the place. So the glows that we are seeing, they pop really hard. You know, so here again, you have like these glows plus the tombstones, making for this this kind of ethereal looking fountain effect. Yeah, it's almost like the drapes here are also counting as this sort of waterfall effect. It's not, you know, we're not seeing any semblance of water here. It's just simply like this this sort of like gravestone or dedication or something like that. But neat shaping, you know, because we have these, oh gosh, what's the place called? Maldraxxi stones. And then you have these basic labels that are being very much used. These are one of the most popular things coming out of this patch so far. Like, people are liking these. And then tucked in on the side, one secret tomb for a bird person. All right, no one's been here for a while, so it's actually kind of like doubling up as a storage area. If anything, this place has just been, this is kind of like the forgotten crypt, because that's just an open tomb. No one's really like caring about it. They just kind of like store stuff back there. Not a big deal. They just want to like display like the really pretty stuff instead. Oh yeah, check out, yeah, what a grand sort of like arch they have set up there. That's neat. That's neat. Yeah, and then we have, oh, okay, so I think these drapes are being used as like these extra lighting effects. Yeah, like I said, like this house with the glows, the lighting, it feels like a sort of dreamscape. Like I should be looking at this with like drunk glasses or something as we're wandering over. Let's see over on this spot. Yeah, we just kind of like get this look over here. Yeah, that's neat. It's a very simple effect, but I really like how that plays off. All right, now we get to this part. I feel like we're guest book. Boom. It's kind of interesting. Okay, I don't know if that's a guest book, but we are climbing up like one floor, and then we finally hit the guest book. But now we do enter a place that feels a lot more homely. Really strong Suramar vibes with this spot here. Hard purples, of course, you have the Suramar style windows. We're having our wine or arc wine if we want to play that off. Yeah, some really cool shapes here. Very clean looking setup. It's clean, but it's you know, a little bit more minimal on the kit bash. I mean, you know, we have this very sharp looking stove here. But otherwise, we're using, you know, some more simple shapes to set this up. I would say like the cool part, one of the cool parts here comes from the flooring being used. Check out how this works. You know, we just have beams, just beams, you know, no platforms being used. And then, you know, they're doing their best to be careful about the clip. But like, for example, like this shot here, really smooth shapes that you have here. Yeah, really like how this comes together. In a few weeks or so, you know, if they want to, they can transition this over to the upcoming tiles that'll be coming out. It's going to be more expensive on the budget, but you'll be able to achieve such a clean shape from it. It's going to be amazing once that becomes a thing. All right, we saunter over here into like the lounge. Lots of smokes here. Well, some minimal stuff here to kind of like keep the smoke out, but then you have like all this to soak up all the smell. So you come in here, even if nothing's lit, like you come in here, you just have this really strong waft that's coming in. You just can't get out of here. So eventually, whoever's living here, if they have a spouse, one of them is going to be like, dude, I'm tired of this. You've got to take that whole tent thing, get that thing out of here. Otherwise, the smell is going to get all the drapes and all that stuff. And then that person's going to reply, well, that's the intent. And then, you know, they're going to go at it, dude. Not like that, but, you know, they're going to trade barbs. But I love the smell. It's my favorite, you know. Brings back childhood memories. Childhood memories of what? Your dad? You hate your dad, Jeff. Anyway, so let's go through here, which is, okay, I think we're being let outside. But before that, Ooh, some really neat shaping here. I think these are like canvases, perhaps. Yeah, so we have canvases that help lead us out. They kind of like kind of solidify that arch here, and that's going to take us out to the outside here. Ooh, okay, this is cool. This is like a whole, okay, we're kind of going out into this oh gosh, what's the place called? Ancient Tashara or something like that. You know, like before the Sundering and all that. It has that kind of vibe, or like an old Suramar city. Oh, that's neat. This looks really cool, especially from this angle. You know, we're coming down here. It feels like this looming city that we're coming out to. Oh, really neat. Really cool. There's too much. This is a lot to soak in, dudes. So here we have, like, I think a whole bunch of these like street posts, I think. Yeah, fence posts, but they also have that included glow. So again, this whole dreamy kind of look. I love these glows. Very, very unique. You know, we're coming out, the structuring is really tight too. Here we have, what is this here? This is fireplace. Big old fireplace that's being used as the pillar here. Again, very unique with the decisions here. You know, despite the blocky look, it works. Yeah, works great because of the way, you know, the patterning looks and everything, and how it goes with like everything else. So again, you know, being a Nightborn fireplace, that, you know, that really helps it to come together. So the theme stays really strong. You can see how the elven tables, they continue with the shape. Another one of these fireplaces here. The draconic vase, it still happens to work too, despite it having a bit of a different pattern. Let's climb up a little bit. And we're going up more of these elven tables. Boop, 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 boop. Up to this very pleasant spread of noms and drinks. We have another nice sitting place for those who are done. I want to just kind of continue the conversation over a cup of pink tea. Oh yeah, really, really great stuff. So let me kind of go back here a little bit. Love this too. Yeah, huge set of like flowers. Even like the nipping candles, they bring out like a certain glow here. Yeah, so yeah, check that out. Oh man, give me like 10 rooms of these, and then all of a sudden we'll have like Suramar City all over again. So this is a great depiction of bringing Suramar to life. You can see again, we have like these nice sharp shapes with the beams, all shaped together to create like these kind of temple-y structures. But then you have like a good dressing of these different, you know, the elven table bringing this shape. Again, pillars from the fireplace help round it out. And here's the top of it. So it still works. Yeah, still very functional with how it all comes together. Zoom out a little bit. Yeah, really neat. Let's cross over real quick to this top area. Wow. Yeah. Great capture of what Suramar ought to look like. So neat. It'd be kind of cool. I don't know what the shield was supposed to look like, but like I would almost imagine like somewhere out here would be like some sort of shape. It would be hard to depict though, because you can only get so much of an effect there. But if you could have like depictions of like the shield or something like that, that'd be pretty sick. Wow. So let's I'm gonna drop down here. And I don't think there was anything here in this alleyway here, but let's do a quick look. Yeah, and they also made sure to kind of like close things off. And it's very interesting because it's like not a set pattern that we have here. It's not like a simple courtyard. Like they have like this very irregular shaping, you know, so it feels like a naturally like just one part of the city. Yeah, so it comes off really, really great. I don't know if it would have been better if like instead of these platforms, if they just kept it up with these arches over and over and over again. I don't know if it would kiss great here in the middle, because it would look like this. and that might not be like very aesthetically pleasing. That's just kind of one thing that comes to mind as like an option there. I think I've done it before in like some other build. I'm like, okay, let me do these arches, see how they come together. It looked pleasant, but yeah, it's that's very much like a, hey, this is just what I feel like doing, or like it's kind of an artist's interpretation. Yeah, they're great. They are great. Yeah, I still really like this. I didn't even acknowledge the Nightwell being used right down here too. Dressed heavily, very heavily in the greens. Yeah, really neat. Really, really neat. All right, so this is kind of like, you know, now that I'm thinking about this, this has Archway kinds of vibes now. Now that I'm returning from this, now that we came back from such a heavy Suramar vibe, this feels like the Archway that we're going into. You know, these kinds of like sewery areas. So now we're gonna go through the secret stuff. And what sort of vibe might we expect? Okay, so I thought this was gonna be an elevator taking us somewhere. Maybe this will take us like downstairs-ish. So we'll see. What is going on in Gilneas? This is not Gilneas. Okay. So, all right. So we got this big shift happening. Oh, there's a battle station over there. Okay. All right. Oh, dude, maybe this is Suramar in the future. That'd be kind of sick. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, because we got a laptop over there. And we have, you know, what feels like a kind of modern-ish kind of bedroom, right? Really gnarly setup here. Now, what's cool is instead of just having the exposed beam, they just exposed like, I'm sorry, pipe is what I mean. They only exposed a little bit of the pipe, so it has this sort of frozen look to it. Instead of, I don't know if there are other pipes here. Okay, there's like one pipe there. So you can see how there's like the lightning effect and all that. Here, they just, never mind that. Let's just put in like the edge of it. And then we'll use these felt candles, it looks like, to add like a little bit more effect. But you have like this cool lighting situation here. We'll cross through here, which feels like a kind of like this whole sanitary cleansing thing. Like you walk through and all the funk like just won't go past it or something like that. We have our modern shower style. Of course, we have our product. Doesn't matter what era it is. Yeah, very modern type. Modern style, I'm sorry. Got our stuff. Get ourselves cleaned up. Low toilets. Big vanity. And I think we're good to go. So let's go through here. Yeah, neat effect using these style lights plus the mirrors. And yeah, very loungy sort of spot, but I want to kind of go through here first to this sort of like engineering area. Dude, straight up. Oh, that's okay. That's something else. That's neat. That's neat. So in the future, Suramar will build the Terminator. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Ja-jung, jung, ja-jung. You know that, right? Ja-jung, jung, ja-jung. I'm a big Terminator fan. I've watched all of them, even the ones that you think suck. You're right, they do suck, but I watch them all anyway. So I'm a big sucker for it. Really neat, though. Again, we have like this cool, like modern depictions here. This looks like a giant iPad, but that's okay. We know we're, same difference. It pretty much could be a giant iPad. But not to say that this place is like not, doesn't have any nature at all. You have a little bit. Actually, you could almost say this is a diorama with a sort of like a dedication to what was once called nature, and all the plants here are just fake. So, or this could be like the one plant that's left in the world. Could be something like that. But at least they still have coffee. So we still got coffee. Interesting use of decor for like some of the furniture here. So here we have, interesting. The bean stand. Okay, I wouldn't have thought of this one. So it is one bean stand that they just kind of crammed in here, shaped it to be this kind of like solid fridge area. Neat. Over here we have like this nice convection sort of stove. Big vents here. I don't know what's making that. A jeweler's table. Okay, that's. I've seen many vents. This is the first time I've seen the jeweler's table being used as an overhead. It's clean looking, you know, I'll give it that. It just doesn't, you know, I would say it doesn't have like the right, you know, industrial looking color, but who cares? You know, it's if anything, it is a, you know, remember, we're in what might be like Suramar of the future or something like that. So at least it's staying on theme. Yeah, neat. Very, very neat. And then here we got like different sorts of shots, spread of food and all that. All right. Someone said to take a closer look at the head here. Because like what we have here, we have the, well, it looks like the, a couple of things here. We have the Sylvanas banner, and then we have a number of like gears and whatnot that's kind of coming out there. One shelf and some wires there to round all that out. So, and I think that's a barrel down there too. That's cool. That's hella cool, dude. I like that. Oh, dude, are we gonna see more of that? Oh, that'd be pretty gnarly to see like troopers walking around or something. Whoa. What? Oh, dude, that's so neat. Wow. Oh, that's sick. Okay, this is definitely Suramar of the future. Wow. Oh, check out the bike. That looks sick too. But dude, just the whole spectacle of the city. Wow. Really neat. So let me find a place to sit real quick. All right. Boop. So I'll sit on this ancient looking couch, enjoy some just casual art, you know, arc food or whatever it's called, and just enjoy the sights out there. Neat. Neat. That's hell cool. And we got advertisements up there too. That's hella cool. Yeah, check out the depictions there. You know, I would say like as much as the glyph here, it's very, very on theme. It's also hella distracting. I'm like, oh, take that away. But yeah, check out the cityscape. That's sick. You know, great distance depiction here. And then you have like the multiple. Yeah, this would make it very cool. Like if we can like have certain windows that are on and like turn some of them off, so we can have that sort of vibe too. Like you can see, yeah, we just have like a number of these windows that are glowing, but that would just add so much more character if they were to like have the ability to toggle those on and off. And you have like the attempt here. You know, how some of these lights are on, or some of those lights are there, some of them are not, or maybe they're just trying to make like a certain kind of shape, something like that. So it's a Blade Runner kind of feel. Yeah, this is so sick. And I'm pretty sure I can't go out there. So it's just meant to be like a window into the future. Wow. That's, oh, wait, we can go upstairs. Better view. Let's go. Boop, boop. Oh, there's the boss too. Boop, 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 boop. Let's climb. Oh yeah, here we go, baby. Now that's a view, baby. That is a view. What's so maybe intended or unintended, the fact that we're seeing you know how we see like the electric bolt things kind of go across, it has that whole vibe of, you know, we've seen a whole bunch of these like, you know, super future cityscapes where we see like flying cars and like zipping around and all that. You know, it's not exactly that, but it gives off that sort of energy. That's neat. You can roam the street level if you want. Okay, so we can go out there. Neat. Yeah, really cool though. Some of these things are a little bit hard to tell. So like, for example, like across there, you have like what looks like mostly shelves that are making up the shape. But then other things too to point out. You have like this void well effect going there. There's a harp that's being used as like these kinds of like futuristic looking windows and all that. Oh wow, yeah, really, really cool. And yeah, and then here's like some Pandoran branding there, being used as signs. Yeah, really neat. That's so neat. Yeah, the harp stuff. Well, that's sick. And then what is the dressing back here? Just an upstairs porch. Sweet. Okay, so there was a way to go outside, I guess. Let's see. Can we find it? It might just be a clicky thing. Yeah, here we go. So boop. And now we can like venture out and take a look at the bike, because that bike is sick. Feels kind of simple on the shaping too, right? Because here we have like the Eye of Acaris. That was the really obvious one. Some gears, a saddle. That's a void structure. What is that? A holding cell. Wait, so that means I can click it. Boop. And I can break the bike, which is quite amusing. Steam valve. Okay, I keep forgetting the name of that one. And one big gauge there. Oh, which just works so great for that. Yeah, very complete looking shapes here with a minimal number of objects. That's sick. So let's go down the street a little bit. Yeah, you can see the perspective at work. You can see how the beams they come together very gently. You know, so it's very subtle with the perspective. But yeah, oh yeah, cool skyscrapers, dude. Really neat. Wow, that's amazing, dude. Amazing stuff. So Suramar of the future, huh? I guess they make it pretty far in the Warcraft universe, I guess. Yeah, really neat. So 2 degrees that they're leaning into, that's neat. That's neat. Okay, so let me make my way back in. We are back in. Awesome. Oh, that's so good. That's, yeah. What a sight. What a sight, dude. Thanks for showing us your build, dude.